Hi everyone. Okay, real quick. I got my hair dyed again. Look at the red. Look at the red. Okay, and also I'm going to speak with my internet service provider tomorrow. Um, I put in the description box in one of my other videos, my last video I think, that my rates are going up on my internet service, and I'm gonna have a problem with that. So I need to speak with them and see if I can work something out. Maybe like discontinue my cable and just have internet, something like that. If I can't work out something with them, um, which I'm kind of worried that they don't seem to really want to work with me. But if I can't work out something with them, then I'm probably going to have to go offline for a little while. I don't know how long, and find a different internet service provider, and then, wait for them to come, schedule me to come over and put in a new service and get myself set up all over again. I don't want to have to do that, but I might end up having to do that. So I just want you all to have fair warning that I might not be around. I'm going to speak with them tomorrow, and I'll probably do another video tomorrow, and then I might have to go offline. And I don't know how soon I'll be back. I will be back, obviously. I'm not going to leave you, but it may be a little while. Okay, so now that that's out of the way, I want to talk about something I never thought I would talk about, and that is spirit guides and spirit mentors. I'm going to use the term spirit mentors. Spirit guides means something more specific to me, and I'm not too comfortable using that terminology, so I won't. Okay, so I want to ask a series of questions more than say have lots of comments, because this is something that is something I haven't really taken a lot of time to consider recently, or really at all. It's not something I've been interested in, really, but recently, yes. It's not something I have been interested in the past, but recently, stuff has been coming up. Um, if you saw my, I think it was my elemental tarot spread that I did for myself, I uploaded here. Unicorns everywhere in that reading. Unicorns everywhere. Two unicorns in the same reading. And since then, unicorns everywhere. Unicorns on my Facebook, unicorns in different groups that I'm a part of. Just everywhere unicorns. And I was like, what is that about? And so I asked a couple people in a group that I'm a part of on Facebook. And they said, well, maybe you actually have a unicorn animal, spirit animal, um, as part of your group of partners. And I'm like, huh. And then I remembered having dreams as a child, and like now I remember them vividly, but I had forgotten. Having dreams as a child of riding on the back of a unicorn. She had a gold horn, a gold horn, and her mane was rainbow, kind of like Rainbow Bright's horse. Is it a unicorn? Yeah, unicorn. Rainbow Bright's unicorn, but much paler, kind of like more like opal with rainbows in it, but like translucent, very pale colors, and in the same kind of stripes that the Rainbow Bright unicorn has. And she didn't have wings, but what she would do was she would jump from place to place, and we would like jump over mountains, um, jump over rivers and over valleys, and I think the only place where we didn't go was like into the ocean. And we would go in my dreams and go to just everywhere. There was like castles in the sky and all that kind of stuff, you know. Um, Fun, very dreamlike, vivid imagery. And I did not remember her until today. And so apparently I have had a unicorn with me since at least since I was 5 or 6 years old. hmm Um, and I did well, I didn't do it. I took part in, she did all the work, a Soul Origins profile session, uh, Lotus, Lotus package with Laura Rain, and we did a live session together on Skype, and a bunch of my partners, mentors showed up. None of them were human. None of them were human. I'll say none of them. No human spirit at all. And Alora led me to believe that that was kind of different. That's not something that generally happens. Generally, some human shows up, and but not in my case. My primary is definitely not a human, and and they all have like very different kinds of personality. I can't remember how many showed up. Let me see. My primary and a guardian and Joy, the one for like an inspiration one, um, and oh, some totem animal energy going on there. Um, a she-cat. A she-cat showed up. Uh, and a sprite, which is my inspiration, Joy, uh, helper, guide, partner, friend. And then I'm not going to talk too much about the other ones, but obviously some fair folk showed up, and that's not, you know, not terribly surprising since I work with the fair folk pretty closely, but none of them were human. So I was wondering what your experiences were with mythical beings as being your partners through life. Um, I'm not necessarily talking about the friendships that you make during your workings, but um, the kinds of spirits that follow you throughout your life. Um, all right, and I figured out the whole unicorn thing all by myself. I feel happy about that. Um, yeah, so I wanted to ask about that. And also, I wanted to ask about what kinds of relationships y'all have with your guides, your partners, your mentors. Um, there was one who showed up that I felt like a kinship with, and um, that one didn't stay very long, like to have any great discussion or anything like that. But I felt a kinship with that one. And of course, I felt friendship toward this bride and the cat she that showed up. Um, but with some of the other ones that showed up and wanted to speak, it's a different kind of dynamic that's going on. So I was wondering if you guys experience more of a like close friendship, kinship type thing with your partners, or is it more of like a co-worker type relationship, or like mentor-mentee, teacher-student? Um, the way I'm feeling about my primary is more like of a co-worker type situation, and almost mentor-mentee in a like an occupation type capacity. Um, there isn't the same kind of like closeness that I felt with some of the other ones, which is not terribly a bad thing, but I'm just curious as to is that something that's kind of like a normal thing to happen, that you don't feel um, close friendship, but more of a like a working partnership type thing? Um, yeah, and this is this has nothing to do with anything, but I was just curious if you how do I ask this? How do you work with a mentor or a guide that you kind of feel distant from? Because we have this very uh, it's kind of an impersonal type thing going on. Not like a friendship where you feel like you know each other, you have a camaraderie, that sort of thing. It's more of a um, there's a kind of a distance there. So I was wondering, how do you work with a guide that you don't necessarily feel very close to? And I think that's probably something to do with, well, just kind of how she is. Seems to me to be very hands-off. She takes a hands-off approach and kind of, let me do my thing. And she seems like she would be the kind that will be there if I like really needed advice, or she really needed to tell me something. Um, but other than that, like at crucial moments, she kind of like steps back. Yeah, other than in the crucial moments. In normally, she just kind of like steps back, and there's just kind of a distance there. It's not necessarily like a bad thing, like distant as in like cold. It's more like distant as in you just need to do your own thing, and I'll be here to assist you, but I'm not going to jump in unless that's necessary. So there's that kind of thing. I was wondering if that's kind of like normally what happens. Um, oh, okay. Last question. I can't imagine this like ever happening, but um, have you ever been like in a situation where you feel like you have outgrown a guide? Does that make sense? You feel like maybe you have worked really, really well for a long time, and then uh, you just don't feel like you're working together that well anymore. Um, yeah, I guess that's what I'm trying. What I'm trying to say is that you've kind of like shifted away from whatever it was that connected you with that partner, that mentor. So yeah, it was. I'll just ask. Yeah, ask again. Um, have you ever had the experience where you feel like you've kind of like become distant or outgrown or just disconnected from one of your mentors, partners, guides? And have you ever been in a situation where you just feel like you can't work with one of your particular guides anymore for any particular reason? I can't think of one, really. Nothing comes to mind, but have you ever been in the situation where you just feel like you're done working with that particular being, and you feel like you like need to move on? Um, and is that possible? I mean, can you like just disconnect from a partner and say, I don't think we should be working together anymore? does that happen? Is that possible? How does that work? I've got a lot of questions and just kind of want some feedback, some discussion. This is, like I said, not something that I've really put a lot of research into in the past. This is something that's very new, like just a couple months, 1 month. Wow, I don't even know how long ago it was. Like a month ago, I want to say. So it's like brand new for me. Yeah. So any kind of input, experience you want to share with me, ideas. Uh, I just want to get some kind of discussion going. And this was really rambly. Sorry about that. This is probably more rambly than most of my videos, and it's mostly because I don't know a whole lot about this whole subject. Oh, I did want to talk about totem animals a little bit. The barn owl specifically has been showing up a lot for me, and the barn owl is like related to spiritual insight, psychic awareness, but particularly about mediumship and seeing house spirits or ghosts. And I did not expect that. So I'm not sure what to do with that just yet. It might be more of like working within the home than it is working with like the dead. I've just never considered working with the dead before, so. But okay, there's that one, and the unicorn I said about, and then the cat. The cat she has been showing up like so much. It's not even funny. Like cats with little witchy hats on, cats with like these blue-green eyes that I associate with the she. So she cat. um, White cats and black cats, which have a little bit of different energy, but also those like green or green-blue eyes that you don't really see in cats. So what I mean is like I've seen these in dreams and like on my Facebook and just generally on the internet, coming across these images and on my friends' pages, and just lots of cats and lots of owls and lots of unicorns. Um, so yeah, and who else? Oh, we also picked up for at least for this period of my life that to work with koala energy and koi fish energy. The koi fish makes perfect sense to me. The koala was a little bit interesting. Yeah, the koi, I believe the word koi is like translated as trout, and I used to have like all kinds of dreams about rainbow trout, so I got that connection pretty quickly. Yeah. Okay, now I'm just rambling off for no good reason. So I'll, I'll say bye now, and hopefully I'll see you again tomorrow. I can't promise anything, but hopefully. Well, I don't think they're going to disconnect me tomorrow. They might disconnect me maybe Friday. So I'll probably be here tomorrow, but maybe not Friday. And then I'll be gone for a little while. Just depends on how this whole thing works out. But okay. Bye. All stars shine on your paths.